excited to be here with Brittney Slays of Unleash the Archers, currently on tour in support of their new album, Time Stands Still. Brittney, welcome to Psychobabble.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. Now, this album, this is a nice piece of work. Metal, in non-metal circles, tend to get written off as sort of a lowbrow, simplistic sort of music. And this album just blows that all out of the water. Very intricate in terms of songwriting, musicianship. I'm thinking there's got to be at least one control freak in this band.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's so much about the songwriting process. We're very free with that. We like to work together and we write everything together, and someone will bring a riff and we'll say, yeah, that's awesome, or let's work it this way, or someone will bring a whole song and it'll be like, okay, this is good, let's lead it into this instead of this, or whatever. So it's more of a flowing process as opposed to
and a group effort.
Control. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, great.
Time,
Well, and I'm thinking in terms of sonically, this is a really nice sounding album. Who produced this?
Well, we had a couple people in on it, but Stu McKillop did most of the behind the scenes work, and he's with Rain City Recorders in Vancouver. Braden Dukowski did the vocals.
Okay.
So he was in the studio with me the whole time, and he had a lot of input on everything as well. But for the most part, it was Rain City Recorders in Vancouver.
Now, lyrically, a lot of these songs are really epic, old world, big, huge. Do you ever feel like just doing a Taylor Swift and writing about what a jerk your ex-boyfriend
Never.
was, or how
No.
your internet's down, or anything like
No
that?
way.
No?
No, who wants to hear about that mundane crap?
Right.
Well, I mean, lots of people do, because obviously Taylor Swift is selling millions of records. But I don't.
People love mundane crap,
Yeah,
Brittney,
it's
just
true.
so you know.
I guess so. Yeah. No, I honestly prefer to write about the fantastical and about things that I don't get to experience in everyday life. So I bring that into my world through music. And
Well, what makes a nice little girl from Canada want to get into a metal band?
well, I've been listening
When
to
did
metal
you sell your
since
soul to the demon?
Now that's a horrible myth that
I know.
metal and Satanism are one, because that's not true. It's just that it was used back in the day in the 70s or whatever to deter people from listening to it, because people were so close-minded back then. So what's the worst thing ever? Oh, Satanism, let's join the two. And then of course Black Sabbath, all those guys, they embraced it and they said, sure, yeah, we
Yeah.
sacrifice to Satan, sure, let's go with it, whatever.
Right,
It was just, it wasn't something, but
But even Satanism isn't as cool as it used to be, or
Yeah.
as scary. So I mean, it's, the
now
devil-
when you got like those movies that are out these days and
Yeah.
things that there's so much more. I guess our horizons have been broadened when it comes to horror. And
Yeah. Now you guys have a really, really cool video for Tonight We Ride. I'm understanding that was shot in the desert. What desert was shot?
I can't remember what it's called. It's in the middle of Nevada. It's the same place where they do Burning Man every year.
Okay.
It's like prehistoric lake bed, so it's just
Okay.
miles and miles of this silty, fine sand everywhere. And it was actually, the deal was the guy that directed it, Nathan Cox, was a part of Burning Man with the Death Guild Thunderdome crew, and he said, if you come down to Burning Man and work the Thunderdome with us, which they do, they actually set up the Thunderdome every year at Burning Man. It's phenomenal. If you work it, we'll give you some time afterwards to ride around in our cars and stuff like that, because the whole camp is themed like Mad Max beyond Thunderdome. So we were like, okay, that's awesome, and we trekked on down there and worked at the Thunderdome and hung out at Burning Man for a week, and it was just like, you just think drugs and sparklers and hippies and whatever, but it was
Fire.
totally, fire.
Fire.
It was not like that at all. It was mind-blowing. It was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of.
Hold on to this moment for time. This is the night we ride. I am a I'll find my destination. Don't tell me where to go. I won't give in this time.
introverted on this record. We had a lot going on behind the scenes, just with member changes and obstacles that we were trying to overcome. So it was very much about expressing ourselves and how we felt inside, as opposed to thinking about what the music video is going to look like.
Okay.
But on this next record, I think we're very focused on the aesthetic. We're going to go home after this tour and start writing right away. We've got a lot of ideas brewing, and we've got a new core foundation of members that I think are going to write a really kick-ass record. Not that this other one isn't kick-ass.
Well, I was going to say, you take your time, because this one needs to ferment. People should hear this
we'll
record.
definitely be
This is a
touring
nice
it for
piece
a
of
while.
work.
Yeah,
Good,
for sure.
good.
I mean, just the fact that we're going home and writing this record doesn't mean it's going to be out in January, right? Like, so.
Well, tell me about the other guys in the band. I know you told me a little while ago that you're the only important one, but
I never said that.
I know they're over there. I'm just trying to start trouble. Tell me about the other guys in the band. I know you started the band with Scott in
Yeah.
2007.
Scott Buchanan is the drummer and also my life partner, and we started the band together with a friend from university back in 2007, 2008. And of course, over the years, people's lives change, member changes, and then we brought Grant Truesdell on guitar.
Okay.
And that was after Demons of the Asteroids. He did a little bit of Demons stuff on Demons, which was our second record, but Time Sensitive was where he really got to show his stuff. So that was really awesome. And then a few more member changes, and we brought on Andrew Kingsley on second guitar and Kyle Shepard on bass, and that's our current lineup now.
Great.
And yeah, we've actually, Scott and I were friends with Grant and Andrew for a long time because we played in bands that were existing in the Victoria metal scene at the same time. So while they were playing in Archon Legion, we were playing in Unleash, and we were touring together all the time. And so when things started sort of going downhill for a few of our members, and Archon Legion actually split up, we kind of snatched them up and did this like
Okay.
a little amalgamation. So it's been really
Wow.
fun. 'Cause
Corporate takeover.
we've always loved each other's music, and we always had a lot of fun touring together, and it was a great fit because we're friends and we've toured before, and we all knew what one another was like, so it just kind of was a perfect.
Well, now, with the partial demise of the recording industry, it's not like it used to be. The whole landscape has changed for bands. You can't put out an album and try and get it on radio and wait for it to sell a couple million copies.
No.
You kind of have to take to the road and bring your album to the people. Is there a mission statement for Unleash the Archers?
Just, I don't know. Well, after the Burning Man thing, I call us road warriors because we've always felt that touring was important. Even before we got the jaded mindset that you're never going to make money in the music business, we knew that hitting the road was the most important thing you can do, and that's how you get your name out there. And you call it doing it the old-fashioned way or whatever, but that's the grind is what it's all about, and you gotta pay your dues, as cliche as that sounds. So we've always felt that it's important to tour. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's what only become more and more prevalent in even the bigger bands, realizing that that's what you have to
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a little bit easier for them and Night
Yeah.
Miners and all that sort of stuff, and we're still grinding away in our little van and trailer, and we got a little bus for this one.
Well, money aside, you guys have made a musical masterpiece with Time Stands Still. This really
Thank
is.
you. Thank you
If
very much.
somebody wants to know what the high point of metal is, it's this album.